Levi Whitney here with Uphill Cinema. Today we're going to do a lighting breakdown of a commercial I just shot, and it's appropriate because it's Christmas time and I'm pretty stoked for it. So let's dive right into the clips, and if you like this type of content, help me out and subscribe and like. But let's go right into the clips and then we'll break down how I did it. Okay, so as you can see, these are the three clips you just saw, just screen grabs from them. But I do want to give you kind of a layout of how this looked. So this room goes way back into this kitchen over here, and then there's a big window right here, and then another window is back over here, and then right above us is a big skylight, big window right above us. And so that was a challenge for sure. That was our first challenge in our scout, is our tech scout. We said, okay, we got all these windows here, and this is the layout of the room. Fireplace, this is this big concrete planter box. There's these plants in this, and you know, this is something we couldn't move. So we said, okay, how do we utilize the space? Because we really wanted this fireplace in the shot. And so when we got there, this couch was not there. It was moved around. So let me kind of show you how we moved everything around to frame it how we wanted it. So this couch faced this way, this couch faced this way, and they were moved all the way over to here. So this was all the way to the wall, and then this lamp was right here. So we moved the lamp from here over here. We didn't like the table it was on, so we knew the couch would hide it. So hopefully that makes sense. So that was how we wanted it staged. We brought this tree in, set it all up, and then this plant we really liked. This plant wasn't even in the, I don't even know if it was in this room, actually, I don't remember, but we put the plant there, and then we'll start to dissect how we lit it. So the first thing that we did was we flagged all the windows. Every window got flagged, and we actually just gaff taped them right over. Now the one above us, this big window right above us, and I'm gonna get rid of this just so it's not in the way. The one above us, this big skylight, we just got a 4x4 flag, turned it on its side, and then raised the C-stand up and just pinned it right underneath the window, and it blocked it out perfectly. So we were really stoked on that, and that was one of the biggest hurdles that I was worried about, was getting all the light controllable. And so first thing that we did was we actually staged the shot, and we blocked out Santa. We knew Santa wanted to come into the frame. The director knew he wanted that, and then he knew that he wanted a dolly type shot. And so for me, I said, okay, well, a dolly shot might just be a little too stagnant, so why don't we pan, you know, looking at the fireplace to kind of establish where we're at. It's Christmas time, and then we'll pan up, and then you can cue Santa in. And the director liked that. And so we started off shooting on a red Monstro with Milvis lenses. If you're wanting to know more stats about it, leave comments below, and I can give you our compression and all that good stuff. We have on the duty dolly, moving from left to right, and a good pan up. And so it was a good contrast, you know, the Santa coming in, us from right to left, us moving from left to right, and from down to up. And so the shot was perfect. We liked how it looked. Now we just needed to make it look appropriate for the story. And so what we decided to do was, everything was black. We wanted it really, really warm, and just a little bit of contrast, color contrast. And so the first light that we set up was the main key, the key light. And so it was super, super easy once we kind of figured out exactly how soft we wanted it. And so these are the two main lights that we used. The key light were Airy Fresnels. They were their LED, I think they're the LC5s. It's pretty small. We turned them down to 2800 Kelvin and we flooded them out. This one in particular, the key, we needed to diffuse it, make it a lot softer, so we put a Matthews 4x4 silk, and we kind of shot it not directly at Santa. We wanted it more, you know, spread out, a more volumetric light, because we did haze. We hazed this a lot, and that's actually one thing I probably would have changed about this project. I would have hazed it even more. We all said that when we got into post. So that's all we did for this one. We just shot right through the silk, and it worked out perfectly for the main key. The one on the back, this is the exact same Airy light, the LC5, I believe, and we changed it to the RGB settings, and we spotted it a little more because we wanted it to throw more at this wall and then just wrap around the wall, and we wanted it to bounce off the ceiling a little bit. And so what we decided to do there was we turned it on the RGB settings, and we wanted that blue contrast just a little, and we set it to Roscoe's 4360. I believe that was the color setting that we set. And yeah, that was the blue kick you're seeing right here. Just a little bit of blue right there. And then these are the two lights that I'm actually the most proud of. These two looks right here. So this light and this light are not the actual lights that were there. So what we decided to do on this one is we just took the bulb out, and then we put a blind spot gear tile light, and then we just wrapped it in tons and tons of diffusion because it just was too powerful, and it wasn't warm enough. We actually wanted a ton warmer, so we just wrapped it in tons of silk and diffusion, and we just placed it in there, and it worked out perfect. Now this light I love a ton, especially because it just gives a little kick to the plant over here. In the video you can see it a lot better. And this, we actually got a blind spot gear Scorpion V2 light, and that's their newest light, and it worked perfectly. It's got an awesome little gooseneck on it, so you can move it around, and we wrapped that in some CTS, and we actually doubled it up. Full CTS doubled. We wanted it really warm, and that's what you're getting this light shining through over here. So yeah, that's the main breakdown of this scene right here. So let me show you this again. Over here we had the Airy LC5 with the Roscoe 4360 setting on the RGB. Over here is a blind spot gear Scorpion V2. Right here is a blind spot gear tile light. Up and over here is a LC5 Airy Fresnel on 2800K shooting through a silk. And then this is flagged outside. This big light over here, this big window over here, excuse me, is flagged. This window over here is flagged, and then the light right above us is flagged. So it really wasn't crazy, but it did take like an hour to 2 hours to prep all of this, because as I mentioned earlier, none of this was set like this. And so, and then we hazed it all up, and it turned out really well. I like how this turned out. If I could change some things, like I said, I'd haze it up more, and I'd probably, in color correction, I'd probably track this tree and bring the exposure down a little bit in the tree, but I was just so worried about making sure I didn't crush the shadows. So go to the next scene. The only thing we did different is we brought the light, we brought this whole setup way closer to Santa. That's all we did. No difference. We just got this entire setup here, whoop, and we moved it closer to Santa. And then I was on an easy rig behind the tree, just shooting straight at Santa. And then we switched it off to here. I just got the same shot, got out from behind the tree. We wanted to see the sparkle of the tree just a little bit in his eye. But yeah, pretty simple shoot, and it turned out really well. We did turn up the blue a little bit, the power of the output of the light in this area back here. We turned this up a little bit more to wrap in the shadows more for this shot. But other than that, nothing changed besides bringing that nice and close to him. That's kind of the benefit about trying to light areas more than just a face. When it's lighting just a face, they can't move as much. When you're lighting areas, they can move a lot more, and the actors appreciate that. Yeah, so hopefully this was informational. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or direct message me on Instagram. It's Uphill Cinema. That's probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. But yeah, and also let me know if you like these asset packs. You know, the duty dolly, the airy lights, the flags, the silks, things like that. I thought about maybe making even more and then selling them, not for a lot of money, but you know, 10, 20 bucks or so, just to see if this is something you guys would like. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys would be interested in. I know they help me a ton, and it just lets me visualize and how to figure out things. So Alex Buno taught me this many years ago, and it's just something that I've never stopped doing. So I appreciate it. Thanks for everything. Stay tuned for more episodes. Thanks, y'all. Bye.